there. Because I will do any purpose right there. It's too bright. This. Let's wait a little bit to see people coming in. Just confirm one thing here before. So I think we're doing fine. Yes, we are. I was just checking. So, let's see. First of all, I may just have to say that if the internet go off, it would be very unfortunate, since this week it's been quite bad, to be honest. It's been really bad when it comes to the internet. I don't know what's going on, but it has been really bad this week in regards to the connection. But now, since today was also bad, but now it seems like we are there. We are going there. We are fine now. So I think we are going to first just say that hello, aloha, welcome very much to an INFP show that I host whenever I feel like it. It's very spontaneous today. And as usual, I will start saying that I say always that, yeah, welcome to the show, INFP with Tom. I mean, it was a long time since I made one. I think last time was probably around Christmas. So we have quite a bit to go through here. And I look forward to that. Just the usual stuff. Why not? The weather. Local time is 21:44 here in Eastern or Western. Oh yeah, thank God for not being in Eastern Europe right now. God bless the people there. I'm in Western Europe. Local time 21:45 almost. And weather is very nice. It's getting warm, and I'm gonna get more into this because I will tell you. Just bear with me. It's 11 degrees and 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 49%. It really makes sense. And then the precipitation, yeah, no chance of rain, of course. It's been really nice this past week. You can really feel the spring is getting here, and that's just like what I've been waiting for, because I cannot even in this winter was mild though, but I have to say that the winter in here in northern Portugal is it's getting cold, man. I'm telling you, it gets so humid and cold. It's not necessarily. It's like maybe 7 degrees, which may be in Fahrenheit. I believe it would be close to some, probably maybe around 40. But the humidity making it feels like it doesn't matter what you wear, it just goes through. Indiana, USA, the weather is bipolar here. One day snow. Ah, that's so classic. Me being from Scandinavia, it's yeah, especially March, April, maybe even May, and historically, even into June, it's been like mid-June. We celebrate midsummer, which is it June 26th, and the weather is there. It has snowed before. I never experienced it, but my dad, he had experienced that, and it can actually get snow like into May, but it's not very usual. So I know what you mean by that. But that's nice that it's getting. I mean, this is so actually so. Bear with me. I'm just getting warmed up because the weather is actually such a small talk, but I just normally do it as a routine to get my, what do you call it? Being a very lonely, being a lot of time alone, spending time alone in my head all the time. Uh, Sometimes you need something to get started because I have a list what we have to go through today. There are a lot of things on my mind that came to me very spontaneous this evening. I was not prepared. So back to what I said about the weather. This week finally I have started to work out, doing running again. Monday, Tuesday, today, Friday, and I'm going off on Sunday with a friend as well. Looking forward to that. So that's like now finally I'm gonna get into the like seriously healthy and stop going out. I can't go out anymore. I mean, it's destroying me. Uh, it's enough. And I'm saying that now, but being having a problem, let's put it that way, having a problem, and I'm not gonna walk around like the problem about my problem. I'm gonna own my problem. I'm gonna get into that as well because I have a friend that had made a really great video about this, about being real, try being real or die trying. And that's the philosophy behind that is just extremely inspiring. But yeah, the thing about not going out, I'm gonna be there, of course, later in the spring or when early summer. It's nice, warm. You want to have beer, all this stuff, But I'm not gonna walk around my problem, saying that, yeah, but I can take a month off. I don't drink every day. I don't. I can take a weekend off. I can take a month off. All this stuff. Now, for example, last time I went out was last weekend, like binged for a whole weekend, not the whole weekend, but in the evenings at least. Um, and Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Then you get to the point like, no, now I wanna change. I'm gonna change. It's gonna be better. Looking positive, looking for the future. I think you need to make like a real introspective look about what route you're actually on the way down towards. And this is difficult, and that's why sometimes I do like, oh, but I can take a month off. I'm so good. Cheer me up. I'm trying to sound walking around the problem. And this is also related to something else we gotta get into today. We're gonna talk about old traumas because I realized a few things about myself, and I've been thinking a lot about how I deal with certain situations. And I think now, like the past 1 year, past 2 years, things are bottling up, or how should I express myself? Things are actually coming up to the surface that, and I realized that everybody are traumatized. There was actually a video I watched by a person that I kind of look up to, but not really, but I enjoy watching this person. And this guy, he talked about everybody is traumatized, and that's just your responsibility of how you are going to deal with them as you are growing up. Because you can be an addict, and okay, so my problem, for example, is that getting too drunk and just like basically not really controlling it. Not really, not because of the fact that I'm doing any harm to anybody. It's just doing harm to myself and being too wild, basically. Um, but this is a topic completely on its own. I just wanted to bring that up. It's just that, but we are gonna get more into that with the trauma. So bear with me. Let's see what you're saying here, Larry. How you deal with the absence of sunshine? I deal with it. I need the sun to be out, and I have smidge of. Yeah, this is I relate 100% because me myself also a person coming. I mean, I don't know exactly the geography of Indiana. I know Indiana is. Let me think. I know. I think I don't know much about it, but I know it's a lot of outback, a lot of farmland, I know Axl Rose is from there, I believe, and yeah, I don't really know much about it, but it's kind of not very center in the country, but kind of. Let me just take a look on the map. I love American geography. I have a big map back home of the whole states. Okay, so next to Illinois and Ohio, so it's gotta be like, yeah, near Michigan. I was thinking it must be near Michigan. So I was, yeah, that's it's not really central in central US, not at all, but yeah, it's not okay. North of Kentucky, I know exactly. I really like American geography. Overcast a lot, yeah. You know, that's I need the sun. I'm so happy to living in a sunny country. Exactly, northeast and north middle. I need the sun so bad also. So I eat actually a lot of vitamin D, and I actually, you know, when it's summer here, you have to be careful. But I am not really careful about exposing myself for the sun. I've been kind of reckless in regards to that in my past. Burned myself like really bad, and I so irresponsible in some ways. Some things are just like, yeah, but I don't bother. But now I'm getting a little bit older. It's like, yeah, gotta think a little bit closer to certain things. But for example, when I run here in the summer to the beach, I go running to the beach. It's like 1 hour run, and then I take off the shirt to get like a lot of vitamin D, and it feels really good. So the winter here is also kind of gray and a lot of rain, and I just eat. I think it's good to just eat supplements, you know. Why not? But you know, enough with the weather. Let me talk about something that I have right here. And I want to tell you something. Today I worked and I went to run right after work, went home, shower, went brought my laptop to a cafe, had my coffee and a little sandwich, and worked a little bit, went grocery shopping, and I went home. And what I bought with me is a drink that I recommend you to try. It's okay, nothing fancy, nothing special, but I have found out that this one is so good. So what it is, it's you buy carbonated tonic water, and then you put like 1/3 for just like 33 centiliter can. You just put maybe a third of it, and the rest you just pour in a lot of gin and tonic. No, you don't. Obviously not. What you put is maybe first you squeeze. I don't know if you see catch. There's a little lemon in here, but you squeeze out that maybe like a quarter of a lemon or a fifth of lemon is whatever you like. Help yourself. And then the third of the gin tonic water, and the rest just the water, bottled water or tap water, preferably cold, obviously, and preferably with a ice cube. You know that doesn't hurt, especially if it's summertime. Then it does not hurt at all to put a little ice in there. And what I found is that please leave the lemon inside also, because you know it may not be a lot of juice from the lemon, but it gives a lot. And if you leave it there, it's going to extract more as you go along the way, you know. And I found that you know lemon water is extremely healthy for a lot of things, but a lot of cleansing. And the idea with just a third or less or more if you like, but for me like a third of the glass with tonic water, it helps with just giving a little touch of that tonic water, because I kind of found out that I am obsessed with the tonic water. And I could drink it just like this. I mean, I opened a can now before the stream, and I just took one hit from the tonic water, and it's just so nice. So this is going to be my drink for tonight, together with some food later on. But it's getting late, and my plan for tonight is to see a movie later. It's like watch, I don't know, maybe something new came out, or I'm gonna see like a 90s action movie, maybe. I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to see that. You drink lemon water every morning. That's great. I heard that. I do as well. Preferably warm water, like the first thing you do. It's great. I think you're gonna have like a great skin and a lot of great features with that. Yeah, I like also to connect. I'm so happy that you tuned into my channel. You're very welcome here. I think it's so nice to meet with other INFPs. It's just amazing. I found out about INFP back in 2015, and my channel is not only about that. It's about. I think you will find a lot of different topics, but related to what a lot of INFP found interesting. So that's really great. Grateful for tuning in with others. Um, I also wanted to bring up like, yeah, there was one thing that I wanted to bring up that I found like this is basically related to, you know, I don't know what it is. I think you attract people in one way or another. You may attract people. And I have to say that since I came to, because now we're gonna get into a little bit relationship and meeting somebody. Maybe we could get into a little bit with dating and also how some people come up to you. uh, I found that this is a very conservative country. You know, it's not like a lot of girls gonna come up to me, for example. It literally never happened here. I don't think it did. I have done that. I have walked up. Um, but what I found out here is that, I'm trying to see how should I express myself. I found that a lot of there's always, if you're living in a city, there is going to be weird people, call it mentally um, challenged people or mentally um, unstable. And I just found that a lot of these people, they seem like they come up to me, and because I work a lot in the evenings, I go to work in cafes, I go to Bright and I go to work, and I want to like work on my stuff and to give. That's basically why I do this hard work now, right? Like working, I don't know, 10, 12, 14 hours per day, and just want to give a lot from myself into works to be able to give later on. But every now and then there's some person just coming up, whether they want money or they want your attention, they want to harass you, they want something creepy, or they want whatever they want. They think about it, like 9 out of 10 times people is coming up to you. It's not because they want to tell you you are so great, I want to give you $100, or no, no, it doesn't work like that. People always will want something from you. And you know growing up where I come from, in a community, small community, people are very independent, and we are also having a genuine kindness of a great, like we are willing to help each other, but most we are very like independent, like I said. But coming from that also has, I realized, giving me a little bit. Yeah, I got blue eyes, but it giving me like the blue eyes syndrome. I don't know if you know what I mean, but some people, they think that everybody's going to be kind and you are just listening to everybody. You believe the best in everybody. Yeah, you understand. That's great. You attract narcissistic people and hurt people. Uh, there we go. You know, you already connect with me here. That's so interesting. So probably you have relationship, maybe past experience with romantic relationship where you were kind of abused with from a narcissist. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because if you have attract that kind of people, you may have that experience. I have to say that I have that, but that's another story. And I actually have a video about that. Like quite shallow, but still, because it's very personal. And I don't want to like, I don't like to talk bad about, and we're gonna get into that as well. Talking bad about the people that you have been having a romantic experience with. I don't like to when I meet somebody new. I don't like. We get to that. Okay. But the thing about these people that coming up to me, uh, it started to bother me. It has happened a few times here, like in the past 2 months, past month, I should say, past week, past month, where somebody like seemed to want to harass me when I'm working, and I'm not giving eye contact because. And then there's this other guy that came to me like said something. I'm going there. I'm going to an institution. I'm just like, man, you are gonna do good. Believe in yourself. Be positive. And then I saw this guy again, and he's like, come here in the cafe. And I'm like, sure. I was a bit drunk then, and I just go over like talk with him. I believe in you. I believe in you. I'm genuine. I listen. I can listen to people, but maybe I'm not gonna just give out my wallet to them, obviously. But I have done that before. But that's another thing. I just listen a little bit, but okay, now, man, is enough. I'm going on with my day. And then this guy, the other day, he came again, like first passed me, went to the toilet, or coming back, and then he's just stopping up and want to start conversation when I'm working. I'm just even looking at him. He just give me the thumbs up, and then I'm like, yeah, give the thumbs up. It starts to really bother me, like bad, and I start to have really bad thoughts about these people come up to me. It feels almost like I have had creeps coming up to me also, and I don't even want to think about their attention. They, and what I have done now is that I see this as, I know there are troubled people, traumas. Everybody have traumas. We're gonna talk about that as well. Um, I have drama. They have drama. Everybody have like different things that happen to, but some people are just bad. And to be honest, I really don't want anything to do with these kind of people anymore. And I'm not saying that I have been involved with these people and developed like a relationship of sitting talking with them for 10, 15 minutes. No, 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 no. I've been talking with somebody that wanted me something for a couple of minutes. And then there was this other guy I was drinking beer for some weeks ago, just coming up to me really drunk, just wanted to shake my hand all the time and wanted to give me money, wanted to buy me shot. I just say, in the end, I'm just like, okay, man, no shot, no beer, no vodka, nothing. Okay, get it. I don't speak your language, man. I'm sorry, but I appreciate it. Thank you. But leave me alone. And I just stared him down. I stared him down in the eyes. He was for sure an alcoholic. And I just saw this demon inside his eyes in the end. Like, first he was like looking at me when I kind of said that, and I said, okay. And I stared him down. And then you just saw that little creepy smile come up on his face, like, but he was like, okay, I get it. But he said, like, sorry in Portuguese. I start to lose my temper, and I start to have like bad thoughts about maybe that I will become aggressive if people pushing the wrong buttons on me from now on. I'm not saying that I am emotionally unstable, like Will Smith, for example. Speaking of being emotionally unstable, but that's also different perspectives about that. But regardless, I digress. I start to feel like you can say politely, the last option is to be mean to somebody. I mean, I don't want that, but it starts to get to me that, but it's also like here comes the point that I find within myself. Instead of lashing out like and become violent and lose it, like a lot of people do, they cannot handle something when they see something about themselves they don't like in somebody. They actually looking into themselves, and that's maybe sometimes what I do, and I feel like, okay, now I start to be annoyed and get really frustrated here. But Tom, I can think objectively. This is a test. Okay, so I got this work I'm working on, and I'm putting in hours, and I'm so tired, but I have my vision about where I want to go, and these obstacles and these people coming up to me. Okay, excuse my language now, but maybe you can see these obstacles, these people that want to destroy for you. See them as like the devil's part of the devil, for example. And I'm not religious in that matter, but let's call it that to make it understood. They want to punch you, they want to put some needle in you every here and there and test you, but you got something greater for yourself. And this is what my friend Aaron, which is very inspiring, that he made a video about get real or try dying. You have your problems and you have your traumas, and you have something that you believe where you want to go. Yeah, you see something about yourself in your third eye, your higher self, for instance. You see that, but along the way there is coming obstacles, and you turn into, let's face it, you turn into like maybe drinking, or you turn into some other kind of destructive behavior. You're falling back, getting up, but that's part of the game also. Fall back and raise up and get stronger. But now I understand these people that I met, that I found so incredibly creepy. I don't necessarily see myself in everything that they have experienced, but I see like myself. This is actually very personal and very emotional, but I'm trying to see myself in everybody, and I think that is an act of truth, to try to see yourself in everything. And that doesn't need to mean that you need to identify with that person, or be that person. It's just that you see everybody's struggles is actually part of you, because I promise you, life and spirituality and meaning is so much more deeper and so much more comprehensive than only yourself. If you can try to heal and listen out just a little bit to somebody that's going through something, yeah, then that's great, doing what we can for each other. But okay, then I will go back to my stuff, because in the end of the day, you need to be strong yourself to be able to give, because I really believe that giving will spread rings on the water, but first you need to be able to stand on your own legs. It doesn't work otherwise. That's why communism doesn't work, for God's sake. Okay, let's hear a little bit, Larry. I really go on a rant here, Let's see. Harsh experience about darkness in others. Eye-opening. I was very naive. Yeah, naive is like somebody stabbing you in the back. Really, that's. But I hope that you got to learn to learn from that. Really, I really believe you did. Everyone has a trauma, but those kind of people are different. Those people that have a lot of darkness in. Absolutely. That's like one thing about people with real darkness. The best is to not really confront them, just leave them alone and go on with your day. Some people you can just sense a bad vibe from. And for me, I mean, maybe I'm naive now, but I'm kind of like, okay, bring it on. Bring it on, your bitch. Bring it on. Like, if you want to do something bad, like if there's a person with real darkness, try me, man. Try me. Because you can't. But that's also naive. I think it's best to just, okay, I wish you the best, and then you'll go on with your life. Um, Hello, Will Smith. You don't have to explain anything to me. I can relate 100%. And those people are demonic, and they yeah, and they sense our personality and our intuitiveness, and seek us out. And I'm happy to hear. Yeah, we understand each other there, Larry, for sure. That you stood up to. I can't stand being mean to people, overcompensate, and put myself in a position I don't want to be in just to avoid that. Yeah, you're married to that kind of person. Yeah, yeah, marriage is. Let's get into that. Let's get into trying to meet somebody here. Just short, just short. Uh, I've never been married myself, but I kind of dream of being married in a way. But I'm also learned, you know, fast dating, modern dating culture. You're texting. You see, I mean, I see these women. I'm walking into women almost every day on the street because they're walking like this with their small dinosaur arms and their face like this on the street and walking very fast. And it's really weird. And I think they are like a UFO for me. But I have told myself, okay, I'm going on. I don't even bother like trying to meet somebody, but it's difficult. Even told myself, okay, I'm not even gonna look at somebody that I found attractive, like a beautiful girl. But obviously, I can't because there's so nice, beautiful women, and that's just too difficult. But let me tell you one experience. I have some experience with, but a recent experience. A girl that actually asked me to meet up, and which I did, but that ran out in the sand as soon as it got basically started. It's like, how should I express myself here? I didn't really go there with the intention, okay, this is gonna be a date. Oh, I put in so high hopes on this. Nothing like that. I go with an open mind of meeting a person, and I want this person to see who she is. I want her to open herself, to let her talk, just talk, just talk. It's a person. It's not like, because I tell you, I don't like to go on dates. I found it really weird, but it was good that I already knew this woman, met her once or twice before, but now it was only me and her. So I was like, maybe she's interested in me actually. Like, probably she. I waited for like over an hour for her to come. She did write like, "Oh, I'm on my way now. Sorry, I'm a bit late." I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is getting great because fine, you can like, I'm not this person like, you should be here on the second, on the minute." Not at all. I'm just like, expect you to kind of be there in time, but obviously stuff can happen, whatever. I don't know the whole story. I know she was at one place first, and then forget the details because this woman is not important whatsoever. But the point is that I want you to understand the mindset, what I've been going through recently, at least, and how this is like. I'm not surprised. I'm not. I'm honestly not surprised about modern dating. Okay, so it passed a week. We met. We did meet that. We had, yeah, we just had some tea, talked for maybe an hour, walked on the way home, hugged each other goodbye, and talked like, yeah, we talk, we keep in contact, we meet soon again, blah blah blah. And during the whole conversation, I'm listen more when I meet somebody. I listen more than I talk. And yeah, she was basically talking just so much about how bad her ex had been to her, which may have been true, but come on. I was just sitting there like, yeah, 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 okay, okay. Not really like that, but inside I was. But anyway, A week goes by. She wanted to see me again. I couldn't. I went, had something planned. Week go by again. She asked me to go with her to do something. Sure, I got no plans. I mean, we talked about we're gonna meet up again, and I felt like, yeah, nice. So I go to where she lived, outside of her, just like text. I'm 5 minutes late. I guess that's comprehensive considering the last time, over an hour late. Uh, yeah, I'm like, sure, I'm here now outside of you. Should we meet here or should I go somewhere else? And 5 minutes go by, a few minutes go by, and 5 minutes go by. Okay, I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go and do something else. So I left, and the weird thing is that she did try to call me like 20-25 minutes later, and I was already on the phone with my brother for a couple of hours and having some beers and enjoying myself. Such a good evening I had anyway. But anyway, she, yeah, all these excuses like I was on the phone with my dad. I mean, whatever excuse it was, all I'm asking is like two guys, you want to see this girl, two people interested of meeting up with each other, just like there is this kind of sensation that she is something special and she is like here and you should be down here waiting for her. You should text her, you should call, where are you, I'm waiting. There's the whole this kind of game in the modern day. Plus you're gonna text with maybe 5, 10, 20, 25, 50 other guys at the same time, and I'm just out of it, and that feels great. But obviously, I mean, I got to the point already where it's been extreme, extreme times of loneliness, and it hardened me somehow, where I found something in myself, because I have searched for a long time what is like, what, not who am I, more like who am I in the sense of what I can do the best, and what are the things that I actually authentically want to do. And the beautiful thing is that those things are unfolding, or they already did unfold, but they are coming into practice now, and they are coming into light, and it's just a very mind-opening and authentic and meaningful and very personal journey, is what I can say. It's very, very beautiful, and I'm so happy to be able to share one project which is finished now. But what I'm more inspired of is to actually be able to move towards the other things that have come to me during very interesting personal, call them spiritual experiences. That is, in lack of better term, but that is like, I'm I'm very blessed in a lot of ways because of this, because no journey is like any others, and I know that mine is coming from, I don't know, but it's interesting at least, and hopefully maybe one day I will share more about this. Let's see here. Uh, Dating is exhausting. Yeah, it is. It's. I mean, I'm not into that kind of. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If you're in the fast dating culture, but that's not me anymore. I found that I am not that kind of person that I need that bond with somebody. And I do have one very special person in my life, but I feel difficult to talk about her on this stream for some reason, but we have something very unique with each other. Just the way we understand each other. It's talk more. People don't open up and talk anymore and are looking for a deep connection, authentic people. Yes, exactly. It's really difficult to date. I mean, for some people, it's really not. And for me, it probably wouldn't as well if I decided. This is like what my brother said. You know, today, if you would really invest yourself and you downloaded, and if I downloaded all these different apps, I upload some photos and I'm writing whatever, I don't know, and you just swiping or whatever they do, obviously, obviously you would strike, you would hit somewhere like that's what my friend, I have a friend here, one of my really good friend, and he is like shooting on everything almost, like he is meeting so many, and I'm just not in that kind of mindset. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think it's healthy. That's just me. Yeah, no, don't really talk about the ex on the first dates. I think that's, yeah. She have been through a lot of trauma. You know, she told me like some things that is obviously very sad and stuff. But you know, I don't really feel like I am interested in texting and call. Um, and asking somebody like that out when you're, just make it honest, like you meet up and you enjoy your time with each other, not this whole kind of chasing stuff, because that's how it is in at least my generation. I feel obviously there is a little dance when you are with somebody, but you decide that, or you don't really decide, but you know that you both like each other, and then maybe there are some teasing game a little bit like this, you know, the whole flirting stuff, but then both are on it, you know, you both agree on it. It's not like that, she have this, or this could be a guy also, but all these different options and just texting with somebody because you want to have somebody after you, you know? Yeah, love to hear about your journey spiritually. I mean, that's very likely you would, but I think that actually the things that I am creating and will create, I think you would be better off actually taking part of that. But I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe in the future, I've been thinking for some reason the other day. I was thinking about now the summer is coming up. Maybe I should do like a summer speech, which would be a little bit about my personal background and things. You know, there are so many things that popping up. I told you, I talked about some traumas that I start to understand, and I'm not sure if I really want to call it trauma, but they have affected me for. I think they really must have affected me, and not necessarily for the bad, but obviously making things more difficult. I've been thinking about how these things sometimes pop up during my day when I'm doing something, and I realize just, oh, this situation back when I was this old. What an interesting little sequence. What an interesting little part in my life. Like, imagine to make like a little scene or a little story around this, you know, and include that into a summer speech, which is like a more extended 1 hour or something, 1.5, where I tell about where I've been, what I've gone through, where I am now, you know, that kind of thing. But to be honest, I was like, at the same time, I was like, I'm no famous person. Why would I do that? Because I know there's at least in Sweden. It's there are this every year they have summer speeches for famous people, and they just talk in a podcast about they maybe they write, they play some music, and every actor or musician or business person or somebody, not really always famous, but somewhat successful. But right now, maybe not. Right now, I got my mind and I got my heart, my soul, my flesh, my blood onto want to create, because creating is something that gives me peace. It gives me a sense of meaning. It's something that happens, when you are in a certain kind of mindset, when you are fully focused but not really focused as well. It's just like a train rolling on the train railway by itself without a driver, or what do you say? It's autopilot basically, and it's so meditative. And the less I go out to party and drink, and now I'm talking about getting drunk, because having some drinks, just getting a little bit tipsy and go home and wake up like normal. But when you like intoxicate yourself like that, and I realized with training, exercise, also meditating, I don't think it's completely like, it's so nice. And now I want to be more serious about that. Just like my friend who made the amazing video talked about, we see ourselves and where we was. We thought we were going to change certain parts about ourselves, but we fell back into some bad behavior or bad mindset. It's hard, and it's partly traumas. So back to traumas, they are actually wounds, open wounds that is like nagging you, like they are nagging you, but you aren't grown up, and you are responsible of dealing with that and not projecting that shit bullshit to somebody else. That's the hard truth. In the end of the day, you're responsible of dealing it. You're a grown up, but sometimes it may be a deep wound, so you may need some help. I mean, professional help. And I'm not talking about necessarily dragging yourself up. There are ways. There are so many ways. There are so many ways. And I'm just inspired, especially by this guy. This is really, really inspiring. And I hope I'm also some stuff that I'm doing is inspiring. But basically, the thing that I do and I want to do in the future, like where I see myself to improve myself and to become a better version of myself, it's actually for the sake of partly helping myself, but partly to give. We talked about this already. Uh, That's also fun, someone to have a deep connection. It's very rare to hold on so tight. Yeah, it is. So if we procrastinate and we don't have a lot of energy when it comes to getting out there and believing in ourselves. And that's so true. Yeah. The self-doubt is like overload. But we enhance the great ideas, authentic way to help people. So don't be scared. Yeah, absolutely not being scared. I mean, I'm not scared. It's just sometimes that little critic, the inner critic, that little bastard. But I'm getting there. I mean, step by step. So let's get into that, by the way. Yeah, I think that's the last point. That's great. And we can actually, because then we talked about one, two, three, four, five, six topics that I wanted to bring up. And this is the last, and so we can wrap up maybe soon, because I need actually to make something to eat, which is my great pleasure of announcing. The book release is about to come soon, and the title is The Way of the INFP. All right, and it's going to be released on May 20th, 2022. Internet stop or no? It's okay. So yeah, this book is laid out as an insight. Obviously, the first two chapters is kind of dogmatic in regards to the how whether you pronounce it, the fundamentals of INFP personality, the background, bit scientific in regards to the past of yeah, like a bit about with the Myers Briggs, Isabel, and even Carl Jung going to be, but like very light, but still kind of call it fact. Then it's getting more it layers down into what I would say the journey, which is because it has 5 parts. It's the I don't know them in order now. We have the beginning, it has the vision, the journey, the creation, and an ending. And it consists of 14 chapters. Um, Everything about because it's written from an INFP, from the perspective of an INFP, to give like an in-depth on topics that I believe would be relatively interesting for other INFPs. So it's mainly written for from an INFP towards the INFP community, but also I believe people that are not necessarily INFP also can find inspiration from how the INFP's philosophy on life and meaning essentially is. So it has chapters about idealism, it has chapter on characteristics and our appearance, maybe how people perceive us, how we talk, kind of this shallow stuff. But then it gets deeper onto meaning in nature, what the nature mean for INFP, about symbolism, finding meaning. It has a dark chapter also about loneliness and melancholy, but also not necessarily in a bad. See it as yin and yang, it has a dark side. See that maybe, and inside that dark side there is the dot with the white part to have the balance. See like the dark chapter but as a necessary part in the INFP's life, because what I know, introvert, and yourself, you who watch INFPs, the deep need of being alone and sometimes not doing anything, but also be able to kind of just get back to ourselves and found the direction, what we want to focus on. At least for me, like what are the projects that I want to focus on, and writing and focus. Sounds like great. I would have some. I hope. I mean, that the dream would be like because the fact is it was not necessarily supposed to turn into a book in the beginning. It made itself like that later on. We'll definitely have more of us anything helpful, beneficial, raise somebody else, and that's what helped me learning about my personality, finding others. For sure, I think so too. I believe people can find us very inspiring in multiple ways. Just the philosophy on certain parts of how we view things. Maybe that's the one reason why friends a lot of time want to have our perspective on things before they make a decision or they're having some problem. And then it has one chapter solely on creativity, and it has a chapter on, I'm not sure if you're familiar. Yeah, we talked about it, the imposter, the inner critic, but it has a chapter about one chapter, and within this chapter, the imposter syndrome is included, and then it's about career, INFP and career, and what fields that how we prefer what career field could be a good fit, and how leadership, INFPs in leadership. It has about love and friendship, which is quite a deep chapter, and finding meaning, obviously, the title, the subtitle, life, creativity, and search for meaning. So yeah, I'm not gonna rant too much about that. Whatever. I mean, if you find it interesting, you are happy to. I'm gonna give more details later on. Later on. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and so you can have some more updates about this, because this is not at all about me just wanting to have people buying so I can sell my book. It's not about that. I rather have a lot of people, the INFP, getting this book for like a fair deal, rather than let's say having a couple of people buying it for $100. No way. um, this month I'm going to work on a website just to have like some place where people can, for example, contact me personally, um, and also, of course, more information about where they can get the book. Maybe I'm even going to offer like, yeah, that those details would come later about how if there may be some kind of special pre-order option for people that contact me directly before it's going live, which is May 20th. Uh, Learning that as INFP go through different maturity stages for leadership, we can greatly. It's a really great point. Mature enough to be healthy and have confidence to do it. This is such a good, interesting point. I found that, for example, the job that I do now, I believe it would be there's a high chance that I could have been a supervisor and a leader position. I have a little bit of already, but I could have been more. But sometimes it's just the fact that for the person or the company you work for, you don't believe in that in their vision. Therefore, you don't feel like you want to take on a responsibility, which will mean more weight for you on your shoulders, even if it's just like you get more pay or whatever, you have other better benefits. For me personally here, I am not in that position where I feel that is the healthy way for me. I have another way that I have searched for very hard, that I am also going to execute and go for. So yeah, I have some other positions which is interesting in regards to that also. But anyway, I tend to get a healthy level after that, take a couple of steps back and learn how to navigate it. Let me say, yeah, thank you so much, Larry. I mean, it is finished. It's basically being the last part now is basically the some kind of marketing, a light marketing, because this is completely self-financed, my first project, and I wanted to do everything myself because I want to learn the real way of doing things myself. So I learn things every day. But yeah, I mean the book is done, the cover is done, which is amazing. I'm so happy with the cover. I mean, this person, which I'm going to disclosure soon, who have made it, just an amazing work. I get very overwhelmed when I think about it. So yeah, it's in the final stage. This month is going to be about me doing some marketing, creating just a website. So I have like people have some place where I am, where I am, because I think that's good if you're a writer or you're some other kind of position, whatever. It's good to have a presence somewhere where you are. It can be social media. But I want to have my place, something that I had dreamed about to have. And on this platform, I'm probably also going to I may upload some articles that I write. Mainly, I write now. I used to write for my own website before, but I took it down. I was not satisfied with it, so I started to write on another website, a public one. I have it linked on my YouTube channel in the banner there, whatever you call it. But now I'm getting like a real website for me where I may have some new posts, and I have a section for the book, of course, about me, some publication, um, a background maybe, and some photos of me, and eventually I'm also going to put some art there, and in the future I plan to put my music there as well. So it's a lot of things. I think even I'm a Kyber when it comes to yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all. A photographer, I started my own business. That's just so nice. I'm into photography as well, and I'm not particularly good at all. There is so much, uh, but I found analog camera very interesting. Shooting with an analog camera, I have here an old analog. Is a very old, obviously not so good as today's technology, but shooting with 35 millimeter film from a 60s camera, late 60s camera, is so pleasurable, just fully mechanical, just hearing the whole machine. It doesn't make a lot of sound, but the little sound that you hear is it's pretty cool. So yeah, I just gotta say that it was a pleasure for you guys tuning in, listening a little bit to my rants for an hour, a bit over an hour. It turned out actually a little bit longer than expected, and really late now, so I need to make something to eat and just feel like this night I'm going to have like a really relaxed night. Stay away from digital stuff. Also. Ah, cool. You also. Okay, I will check this one up. Canon 35 million AE1. Okay, I'm gonna check this one out. Interesting. The one I have is a Voigtlander. It's made in, yeah, like in West Germany. I don't believe it would have been East Germany, not at all. So I really grateful for you guys tuning in. I'm going to turn off this stream now. I really appreciate you listening to the INFP with Tom episode number 18. So have you Americans still have like half the day left. So always a pleasure talking with you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more updates, because I do these videos every now and then every now and then I do live stream. I probably should do more, but there has just been so much work. Anyway, it's been wonderful talking with you. I think you are doing great job. Thank you so much, Larry. Really appreciate it. And it was really interesting to hear you also. I am grateful that you were actually very active commenting. It's always fun when somebody's doing that. It becomes more interactive. Sometimes I sit here just talking with myself about my topics, which is fine as well, because I need to rant. I'm always in my head. All right. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in a video soon. All right. Bye bye.